Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Illusions of Itehari, continuing Common Route Chapter 2. Apparently that's where we were. Anyway, we're in the Common Route, we know that. So, Aoyuki's just there, like, what the fuck? Can't let you out of the house. Sure. After returning home, I quickly reported to Aoyuki the recent turn of events. Of course my lady can't refuse an order from Lord Yuri of the Western Second. Oh, right, Yuri's getting us involved in shit. Right. Aoyuki held his head in his hands, but after regaining his composure, managed to express his frustration. Never mind, Yashiro. I'm sure this would be difficult even for Lord Soyakusa. What did he ask you to do? Well, that night, I went with Aoyuki to the entertainment district. We go into a brothel! So this is what this place looks like. Although it was still within Itehari, I had never gone to this district before. The vermilion buildings were illuminated by countless lights, and women in vibrant clothing were coming and going between them. Let's get this over with and go home. I want you to be able to sleep by your usual bedtime, my lady. As overprotective as ever, Aoyuki's expression clearly said that he didn't want me to be here. I want you to observe the entertainment district. Just ask around if there's been anything strange happening. Huh? That place is special, after all. If any of us in the Korozuru were to go there, the people will be immediately defensive toward us and we'd get no information. Is there anything we need to ask about specifically? The residents of the entertainment district are tight-lipped. If they think you're searching for information, they won't tell you anything. It's up to you to get some meaningful small talk out of them, milady. Just behave like the outsider you are. Yeah, he's fucking with us because this seems really odd. Since the head of the entertainment district is in charge, I understand that the Korozuru can't work freely, but... And this isn't the sort of work that should be requested of an unmarried noblewoman. Since we're here, we might as well try, right? Fine. After letting him air his grievances, I urged Aoyuki forward as we continued into the entertainment district. After that, I mean, this isn't just like brothels and stuff, but like, there's lots of brothels in here. We asked the residents about any recent events. There was talk about which Okiya had the prettiest geisha, how some restaurants had seasonal desserts, and how they were busy with preparations for the Lantern Festival. In Itehari, Okiyas are establishments that house and manage geishas. They send their geishas to dinner parties and banquets when requested. At the very least, nothing that Lord Yuri might have been asking for. I don't know, he might be wanting to know which house has the best geisha. Well, considering what we're asking, it's not as though we'd stumble upon some crucial hint so conveniently. I don't think we'll gain anything if we continue on like this. So should we just go home for the day? Also, I forgot. But I was just thinking of it now because I was checking my thing. I realized that the last part, possibly the last two parts, I don't know how bad it was, but I know at least the last part, most likely. I checked it quickly. I haven't processed anything yet. But my recording software was being the cunt that it normally is. I hate this shit so much. And I would talk and read, and it would record my voice like 2 or 3 seconds off. So if you notice that it's not synced between what I'm reading and the clicking, or like it doesn't, you're like, well, the text box changed before you were done reading, or vice versa. I forget which way it goes. That's why. It's not that I didn't sing things or anything. It's just the recording software just was recording my voice. So I would start talking. Like I would say, I don't think, and you wouldn't hear, I'd be at reading think, and it would say, I don't think, you know what I mean? So it's like, so I'd be clicking to the next text box and starting to read, but it wouldn't have registered that I was finished reading the prior line. So everything is a little off. Again, it's only a few seconds. I don't think it's too bad, but yeah. I'm like, I don't know if it was the last 2 hours or just the last hour. I don't know, but it's like, what the actual fuck? I had to fight with it for so long because I had to update it. And if I record at my lunchtime, right, I will leave my recording software open so that, because it's such a pain in the fucking ass, half the time it does not, like, you turn on everything and then it just does not connect to my capture card, and I have to turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, toggle things back and forth. And I spend about 10 minutes for it to finally fucking connect and register. So once I turn it on, if I'm recording over my lunch break, if I have time, then I just leave the recording software open till the afternoon when I'm done with work and I can record again. You know what I mean? I won't close it. So if it was having issues, even though I had stopped recording, I had to close it and reboot it. So I don't know if all of the stuff, if I recorded, what are we on? Part 4 now? If 2 and 3 were janky and fucked up, they would have both been janky and fucked up. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't fucking notice because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's done that before, but it's been a long ass fucking time and I'm just getting sick of the shit. But as we've probably know by now, if you've been here for a while, if not, whatever, like, I hate this recording software it does not attach to my capture card very well. It does not like connecting to it, but I do not have, I have so many freaking expensive things that I need to replace, like my couch and my fucking chair that I sit at work because it hurts my fucking hip. Like, so bad I feel like I'm an 85-year-old fucking woman. And like, I mean, it's to the point where like I was gone for 2 weeks. Like, my sister's couch, my mom's chairs, everything, and I was perfectly fine. I was home for 1 motherfucking day, and I was like, my hip hurts so fucking bad. And I was like, it's not my couch, even though my couch sucks, because it's memory foam. It's foam cushions, but I'm not even going to say memory foam. I'm using air quotes around foam. It's the cheapest fucking foam ever. So you sit on the couch, and after an hour, you have to flip the cushions because they indent, or they angle, or whatever. And it's like, Jesus Christ, I'm not that motherfucking fat, for fuck's sake. Like, it literally will dent as if you've been sitting in the same seat in the same spot for like 70 years. And you're like, look at that ass mark. And it's been like 7 minutes. So I have to flip the cushions constantly. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Okay. And I'm always like, is this what my hip hurts? It's my fucking chair. My work chair is my great-grandfather's chair, and it's wood. And it was always perfectly fine, but it does act, and I don't think my hip is great anyway. Like, I'm gonna be that bitch that I'm gonna need a hip replacement before I'm fucking 50, which is just... And if I make it that far, and, like, fuck no, it's, like, ridiculous. And, like, so the chair is just really uncomfortable, but it's just what I have because it was my great-grandfather's desk, too. And it used to just be like it's uncomfortable, like the back of it, because it's like a full-on wood fucking chair. But I have like a backrest, but no, my hip is now, I'm like, this is what's killing my hip, because my mom and I got home on Sunday. I sat down on my couch on Sunday. Okay. We sat there for a couple hours before we went to bed. My hip didn't bother me. That next day, within a couple of hours sitting in that chair, my hip is on fire. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's this chair. Holy shit. So... And the only other desk chair I have is like a super fucking old one that I've had for like 20 fucking years that I might drag downstairs and use that because at least got a little bit of a cushion on it. It costs like $50 from fucking Target like 20 fucking years ago. You know what I mean? So, and it was just like, oh, I'll sit and game for a little while. It wasn't, I sit in it for 8 fucking hours. I can't even sit in that chair sometimes for an hour or two anymore, like the last couple of days. But I'm like, a nice chair is going to be fucking expensive. And my freaking, then if I need a capture card or, I mean, new computer software is not expensive because I can get something free or whatever for a recording software, but I just don't want to deal with it. I just don't want to deal with it with needing a phone and needing a couch and needing a chair and like all, and I'm just like, everything is stacking up and becoming overwhelming. And I just want to curl up in a ball and not deal with any of it. Okay? Because I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? And I don't know at this point right now because Zelle fucked up my rent payments to my landlord because they deregistered his phone number. So then when I added it back, I could only pay up to $500 at a time. So I had to go back and forth between his email and his phone number and pay my rent installment, 7,000 payments, which is a pain in the ass. So I'm probably gonna have to do that in February because setting up an ACH is gonna cost me I'm gonna like pay fees. And who the fuck has got fee money to be paying this every motherfucking month, bitch? But I also don't know if he's gonna renew my lease or anything, because he hasn't gotten. Well, I haven't asked about it, but usually around this time in January, it's like, oh, it's time to renew, whatever. And I'm like, are you gonna be like, you don't want to renew to me because of this one fuck up incident? Because I always paid my rent on time for the last several years, but for some reason, 2026 is just not good. This year sucks already, and we're literally only a few days fucking in. Okay? I hate it here. Jesus. It's got to go up at some point, right? Jesus. Oh God. But yeah, so like fighting with my computer software is the last thing I want to fucking. I'd rather deal with fighting the demon that I know, which is this fucking thing, and I know it's hell, as opposed to trying to figure out something new on top of all the other stress that I have, and just thinking about all these things makes me want to cry right now. So let's not do that. Let's not talk about it anymore. So like, what the fuck? It's just everything at once. So you know what? We will suffer with, on occasion, janky music and it not work, and then just like the minor inconveniences at the moment. So anyway, that's my long ass rant on the hell that I'm living in right now. I mean, it could get worse. Don't get me wrong. That's what I'm afraid of, is it is going to get worse. So I'm just like, right now, I'm in a state of, I don't want I wanted a freaking mini freezer too. Like, that I could put out in my garage for like, so I could like order my fancy bagels, then I like my fiber bagels, and like do whatever, and like stock up more frozen stuff, because I'm that crazy person. My freezer's not very big. So it's like, then I can have a freezer outside. And then it's like, oh, I was already gonna, and now the music is janky. It's been fun. I literally cranked up the volume like 30 seconds ago. Anyway, there's just so many expenses piling up. And now the music's fine. You know what? I can't. Okay, I think it's okay now, the music. But anyway, let it all go and let's have fun here. I don't think we'll gain anything if we continue on like this. Should we just go home for today? Or we could hold hands and pretend we're on a date. Take your gloves off. Touch me, skin to skin. That sounds dirty. Aoyuki? No, it's nothing. Let's go home. Although that was his reply, his gaze didn't waver. Although that was his reply, his gaze didn't waver, still glaring into the entertainment district. I was curious about what bothered him, but it didn't seem like he intended on telling me, so I decided to just let it go. We haven't met Tabari yet. That night, we left the bustling entertainment district without having learned anything unusual. Oh, was that him? That might have been him spying on us from an alley, because there was like red question marks. And I don't think we haven't met Tabari. We know that Aoyuki's color seems to be purple. Let's see. She usually puts like the voice acting in their color. So yes, it's purple. Yes, Tabari is red. Suikusa is orange. Yori is green. Yashiro is blue. And those were red question marks. Okay, that was Tabari watching us from the alley. Or in an alley with question marks. We don't know why. I don't know if he was watching us, but once we returned home, Aoyuki remarked in a low voice, "It might be dangerous to continue helping Lord Yori. Again, this isn't something to ask a young noblewoman to do in the first place. Can't we decline his request somehow?" "We may be able to if we make a formal appeal to the Korozuru or the Western Second. But disputes like this could affect our image. And Yashiro, who only happened to get caught up in all this, could even be sent to the abyss." "I suppose that's true." Aoyuki's like, "Less competition for me." I mean, what? Oh, you wouldn't really think that, would you, sweetie? Maybe a little bit. Besides, if there's something happening in the city, I'd like to be able to do something about it. My attendant's brows were furrowed with worry, but he eventually nodded in agreement. Understood. But if you sense any danger, get out of there immediately. I'll be sure to keep an eye out, too. Awayuki's expression was stiff. It was as if we both sensed the ominous atmosphere that had descended upon Itehari. Maybe it's Tobari, because... Side! Yuri! Oh! Nice. Interesting. Switching! Huh. After I asked for their help, it seemed they'd already gone to the entertainment district that same night. They apparently didn't get any information in particular, but that was to be expected. I could ask them to work with Suyakusa to gather information outside of the entertainment district as well. It'll keep them busy, and if nothing else, it'll just be harassing them a bit. Yeah, I'm curious, because it seems like the whole, like, ask him to do this, like, are we really helping you, or are you actually harassing us, fucking around with us? Like, I don't know if he's... like, why would you ask us to help? It seems more like you're fucking with us, so I'm not really sure, like, where we reside here. On top of that, there was nothing I stood to lose, whatever happened. As I was sitting there in my thoughts, I heard an annoying voice. Why are you still not married? Oh, so who's saying, why are you still not married? There's no way you're not popular with the ladies. We don't know who it is. Oh, it is Suwabuki. Oh, someone's saying that to him. There's our boyfriend! Boyfriend, another boyfriend! Karatachi is Jun Fukuyama, so... You know what? Look at this masterpiece. Look at him in all his fucking flair. This man is a motherfucking peacock. Like, look at him. I can't. It's amazing. Why can't we marry this man? You know what? He's got too much flair and too much riz for her. I gotta be honest. We're just a nice, normal girl. This man is too outlandish for us, but not for me. All right, not for me. So, like, he's absolutely, like, it's glorious. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my God. Anyway, so he was talking. Okay. I looked up to see General Karatachi laying into my brother over some inane nonsense. Okay, so I knew when they said Western Second or whatever, it's like, are they cousins? Brothers. Oh my God, Yuri, let me bang your brother. Okay? I gotta bang someone's brother. Can I bang your brother? Why can't I have the brothers? Why can we not make this a family affair? All I'm saying, I don't think I'm alone here. Okay? Right? No, absolutely not. This man is... Oh, you can't... Oh, I love him. Karatachi would absolutely have the flirty whore voice if he was, you know, whatever. You're the son of a prestigious family with a duty to your bloodline. What's the matter? Are you upset over a past fiancé, or... It's nothing of the sort. Only that I haven't been thinking of marriage at all. That's because... They'd want us to be, if he was married, we wouldn't be able to drool and lust over him as we're, you know, kissing Yuri, but imagining his brother. I'm sorry, Yuri, you are gorgeous and I love you, but your brother is like... Shit. This game is dangerous. You know what? This is what Pio Fiore did to me, though. You dangled Oliver in my motherfucking face and you didn't let me have that man. That motherfucking Glasses bastard. You did not let me date that man. That's the only reason you go to the Visconti Manor, okay? Is Oliver. What the fuck? I didn't. Like, just saying. Anyway. You really should, you know. Otherwise, people are gonna think there's something wrong with your personality, your interests, your character, even your sexuality. Can you two kiss? I'm okay with that. Just speaking from experience. What is I mean, is it because you dress like this? Listen, straight men can be fabulous too. Thank you for your advice. I'm sure the head of the Western Second's got a headache with both his sons being so adamant about living the bachelor life. Lord Karatachi quickly glanced at me. thought to ignore him, but it would just make things more troublesome, so I gave up and responded. Our father's been bedridden for a long time, so I'd say that's his primary concern. Yuri... Ah, sorry, my bad. Did I somehow hurt that heart of steel, Yuri? Also, I'm not adamant about staying a bachelor. I'll think about marriage if I find a nice woman. I've recently met one who interests me, and I'm thinking of getting closer to her. Oh, it's me! That's why you're fucking with me. How adorable. This really is how you flirt. Like, also, this really is how you flirt? Question mark? It's a statement and a question at the same time. Sweetie, no. But I'll accept it because we like trash and, you know. And Trash has a sexy fucking brother. Look at that. Ugh. Going back to us. A few days later, as I was about to leave the house, Awayuki rushed after me. My lady, if you're going out, let me... I'm all right. I won't be going to the entertainment district today, and you still have work, right, Awayuki? Well, given the circumstances, I sensed that his overprotectiveness had only intensified in the past few days. I really am fine. I'll be home before dark, okay? Although Awayuki still looked worried, I reassured him that I'd be safe as I left the estate. After meeting Ishiro at Hangitsudo, we continued asking people for information around the city. Have you heard of any strange rumors lately? Like any places that have changed somehow? Or if anyone strange has been seen going places, or anything else that's caught your eye? Is Yuri after Tabari? Because, like, I feel like now all of a sudden we're asking questions. Tabari was in an alley. I don't know if he was spying us, or he's just skulking in an alley. That's what those red question marks were. So, like, I feel like now we're gonna run into him at some point here. The fires are still happening, but that's about it, really. We didn't know what information Lord Yuri was looking for in the first place, so it was like grasping at straws. I'd even begun to wonder if he just enjoyed watching us struggle. I'm pretty sure that's like 90% of it, if not all of it. Say, Yoshido, since we're close, is it okay if we visit my surf quarter? Of course. Where exactly is it, milady? The 9th Division. Okay. Alright, once we're done with the work here, let's go to the entertainment district. Are you sure? You've been going there pretty often, don't you think? Yeah, I'm sure. I've even cut down on expenses for eating. The streets of the 9th Division were filled with the sounds of liveliness and laughter. Oh, your ladyship! Hello! All the people here beamed bright smiles at me as they noticed my presence. There's something I wanted to ask you all. Do you have a moment? Look at, like, the cool, fucking, weird, gear-looking structure things in the background, like, up there. Like, what the fuck? Those will crush you, I bet. You get up close. Those are ginormous. That will crush you. But I'm here for it. Like, just the whole steampunk vibe and, like, gears and shit. We need more gears and things. Like, I like that it's, like... You see that in the background, but like the rest of it could just be a total normal background. You just got lamps and stuff, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's not overtly steampunk, but there's just little bits of flair in the background. Is there anything that's changed in our community lately? Like anyone new moving in? Well, come to think of it, the Kurozuro's been asking around about all sorts of things. Okay, so he's not just fucking with us because they have been asking shit. We try and ask them if something happened, but they don't even bother answering us. I see. Those Kurozuru soldiers might have been trying to find the same information that we were. Although the officer that came here the other day was so kind. Suwabuki. What a shame that we haven't seen him at all recently. He must have been reassigned. Well, I guess there actually are nice people in the Kurozuru. Hey, we met one of them. Not Yuri. After Yoshiro mumbled his remark. Ah! Someone come quick! A fire! So someone's a pyromaniac. A scream cut through the bustling crowd. I found myself speechless as I looked in the direction of the commotion. In the middle of the otherwise everyday, ordinary street was a man on fire. Excuse me? Aoyuki, chapter 1. Oh! Heaven and earth shaken. We straight up in Aoyuki's route now. That's interesting. We never met Tobari. Never. We straight up in Aoyuki's route. Okay, so the common route seems very short. Okay, what did it say though about that? I thought it said something about like there's multiple common routes or whatever. So Aoyuki and someone else has a similar common route, and then like whatever. So it like, isn't that what it said? Who has the what? Where's the? What did it say about that? I swear, where is it? Huh. Hmm. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, it's a little late for this now. There is content warnings for this game. It was in a spoiler. I don't click the spoiler things in her guides because I don't want to see the spoilers for the routes or the characters, but the content warnings was in a spoiler box. So, murder, violence, arson, death, blood, classism, discrimination against common folk, poor people, sexual assault, trauma bond, gaslighting. There you go. That's your warning now, 4 hours into the game. If any of those things, if triggers weren't, this is not the game for you. I don't know when they happen. I don't know whose routes they're in. I can't tell you that. Just, once again, murder, violence, arson. Well, I mean, I think we figured that one out. Death, blood, classism, kind of, sort of was seen a little bit of that anyway. Discrimination against common folk, poor people. I mean, we were kind of figuring that was going to pop up. Sexual assault, trauma bond, and gaslighting. I feel like the sexual assault, trauma bond, and gaslighting are the big ones. You know, because we're used to murder, violence, things like that, you know, classism. I feel like those are common enough in games where you're like, okay, all right, we're gonna little, you know, that, you know, violence, murder, stabbiness, usually against us. Somebody always stabs us, cages, shit like that. But the other, like the trauma bonding, gaslighting, sexual assault kind of stuff is definitely different, not always what you see. So that does happen. So if you are not into those things, this might not be a game that you will enjoy. So sorry that I didn't notice that before, but now we know. So this is your warning, and to continue at your own discretion. Okay, so. Hi, Bird. I need my hand back. Yeah, I can't remember where it said. Oh, wait. After clearing... okay. Common route splits into 3 parts. 2 are available at the beginning. Aoyuki Yori. Okay, these 2 common routes let you spend time with 2 love interests each. Aoyuki Yori and Tobari Suyakusa. After clearing all 4 of those, Yashiro has his own common route. Okay, that's what it is. So, okay. Well, anyway. I mean, I guess that makes sense because we have spent so far in this common route the most time with Aoyuki and Yori. If you think about it, we've just met the others, kind of, except for Tobari. Haven't met a fucking... Are we just not going to meet him at all? I don't know. Anyway, the air around us filled with screams, and in the middle of it all... the fire! They actually put a little fire in the background. Ah! But this poor man's on fire. That sucks. This is not like somebody lighting a building on fire. A figure was engulfed in flames. You holding my hand? It's so nice. I have to save him! My body rushed forward before my mind could register any sense of fear. Lady! Yushiro's panicked voice was quickly drowned out by the shouting of the crowd. I was soon swallowed into the stream of people fleeing and was unable to move forward. My legs finally buckled from being pushed back. I felt my body being carried away by the crowd at first, but in the next moment I found myself in his arms, Aoyuki. Hell yeah! Hell yeah, he came. He's like, bitch, no. Aoyuki? We're leaving. No, we have to help that man. It's too late. At that, I returned my gaze to the fire to see. Although the flames were still burning, the voice of the man had been silenced, and his body no longer stirred. Unfortunately, the fire didn't spread to any of the houses. The residents can take care of things from here. You need to go home for now and wait for a report to come in. You're right. Sorry. I mean, I understand him grabbing us and being like, you are not rushing into a fire. Good. You need to go home, vacate the scene. I don't know if that's right. You know, being here for the townspeople in the midst of it, you know, what just happened, you're here calming them down is a little bit nicer than just like, peace out, I'll wait till somebody tells me what happened. Like you weren't here at all. You know what I mean? His level-headed voice was enough to make me nod in agreement. Aoyuki fixed his hold on me, then glanced over at Yashiro. But he didn't call out to him, and we instead turned away from the road toward the castle district. Thank you. Are you being fidgety and bitey, though? After departing the surf quarter, we returned home. I could still see the scene burned into my eyelids and felt my body trembling involuntarily. Aoyuki drew a bath for me and firmly carried me in, then brushed my hair afterward. He continued getting me ready for bed without question, brewing me a cup of strong ginger tea. He drew a bath for me and carried me in to the bath? 'Cause, like, damn, sir, you take your job seriously. I don't think you should be seeing my naked body. Unless you're like, he drew a bath and he carries me into the bathroom and is like, get the fuck in the tub. You know what I mean? But usually rich people were like, somebody else washes me. I don't wash myself. I just sit here and somebody else lathers me and loofahs me. So, like... But that's gonna get your gloves soggy, is all I'm saying. And we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Rest for now so that we can respond immediately to the incoming report. As he spoke, Aoyuki lifted the covers and pushed me into bed. I mean, I'd like you to be pushing me into bed for other reasons, but... Yes, of course. In times like these, he always became focused and unyielding in whatever he set out to do. I knew that he wouldn't listen to anything else I had to say, so I simply obeyed his instructions. Now, just go to sleep for tonight. If you can't, I can hold your hand. I'm not that much of a child. I'd like you to just hold me. He spoke teasingly, and I couldn't help but snap back at him. But thanks to that, I felt myself regaining a bit of my color. Say, Aoyuki? Earlier, my mind just went blank. I couldn't do anything. But you were completely calm. If only I could have... I wanted to express my regret over being unable to take care of the situation, but he cut me off. No, I was shaken too. Really? I've seen someone die before, but this was my first time seeing someone burn alive. But, well, no matter what I may see or how much it may surprise me, my body moves on its own without a moment's pause when it comes to the things that are most important. Most important? He's like, dumbass, it's you. He looked at me with an exasperated expression and let out a sigh. To support and protect you is my job. For better or worse, being your attendant is ingrained into my very core. As I lay there, he knelt at my bedside and took my hand. He then brought my fingers so close to his face that they nearly touched his nose, and he spoke again. It's precisely when there's danger that you shouldn't take action. It'll cause confusion to those around you. Don't jump out into the front lines, but direct others instead. You're the only one who can do so. In response to his serious tone, I replied, I understand. Is that really okay? I feel like I understand. Like, yeah. I understand. I nodded obediently, and Aoyuki looked a bit surprised. You're being too cooperative. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I do feel that what you said is right. Because I wasn't able to do anything earlier, I was just reflecting on my actions. That's very mature of you, my lady. Beneath his words of admiration, Aoyuki's brow knit together in a somewhat concerned manner. Is my obedience that unexpected to you?
No, it's not. That's not what I mean.
After his gaze wandered awkwardly for a moment, he finally continued.
I feel as though you've been trying too hard recently. Trying too hard recently, my lady. I'm worried about you.
You...
You always try to take care of everything on your own now that you're an adult.
I suppose that's true, but...
Now that your responsibility as the family head have increased.
Responsibilities as the family head have increased. Wow.
I insist that you rely on me more for both our sakes. An attendant lives to serve his master or mistress. I want you to continue to... No, to rely on me even more than you ever have.
My attendant took his work so seriously that it worried me. I do rely on you, Aoyuki. Not just with work, but other things. I'm relying on you right now, aren't I? But when you aren't around, I have to be able to do things on my own.
In that case, as long as we never separate,
are you gonna, like, handcuff us together? I mean, that kind of counts as, like, a cage, right? As Aoyuki began to speak, the expression on his face changed. He seemed to swallow the words he was about to say, and instead let out a deep sigh as he nodded. He's like, in that case, I'm going to follow you everywhere.
I trust your judgment, my lady.
Thank you. All I could do to put my worried attendant at ease was to show through my actions what his mistress was capable of, so that he could place his full and complete trust in me. You want me to pet you, but you keep biting me, and you're biting very hard. You're being a jerk. You're being a big fat jerk. Don't like it.
Are you feeling more settled now? You looked so pale earlier. I could hardly stand it.
Aoyuki gazed at me with a gentle smile of relief.
Do you think you can sleep now? Is there anything else you require of me?
Get in bed with me? After a bit of hesitation, I decided to try and ask him, your hand...
My hand?
Remember you said earlier... You asked if I wanted you to hold my hand until I fell asleep. Okay, do you need a potty break? You are being a big fat fucking douche right now. Yes, you. You're being a big fat jerk. You were sitting there being nice, and then you, like, walked up. Like, he was sitting there leaning against my hand as I had it, like, kind of, like, cupped against, like, I was sitting there with my hand against my stomach with my controller, and he was, like, snuggled against it, and I was like, okay, fine. So I moved my controller to my other hand, and I just left my right where it was so he could, like, snug, and he just decided, I'm gonna just get up, I'm gonna walk up your chest, and I'm just gonna fucking bite your other hand, just for existing. You're being a douche. You have fucking things called wings. You have wings. You are a fucking bird. If I picked you up and chucked you, you wouldn't get hurt because you can fly. Okay? So if you need a potty break, get off your lazy ass and fly the 2 fucking feet to your perch. Okay, it's like 5 feet away, but still. You can fly over there to your potty spot and go potties. You don't need to be royal treated and carted over there like the fucking little prince that you are. You're kind of a jerk. He's a big fat asshole. You're a feisty bastard this week. You really are. You know what? You've gotten very mean. I don't like your attitude this week. I don't like your attitude. I think you're being a feisty little bastard and being way more bitey and a little bit more aggressive than normal because you're mad about having gone on vacation. Now you're happy. You're like, I'm home. Yay. But fuck you. You made me go in that little bit of luggage and it makes me barf in the car. I know you don't like car rides, but we had no choice. Were you going to stay home by yourself? There's nobody to look after you. And if I took you to like a boarding place or something, you would be so fucking pissed off that I left you. So fucking pick a lane, bitch. You're going to be mad either way. At least you were with me. Yeah, you got to come on vacations. You did. You got to fly around other people's house. You got to see your bestie friend. You did. You got to see your best friend. And you had people that just wanted to pay attention to you, and you're mean. You're a very mean boy. You're such a jerk. You're normally adorable and cute and fluffy, but right now you're being a little fluffy jerk. You are. He's being a big fat jerk. Anyway, you asked if I wanted you to hold my hand until I fell asleep. You're like, God, I want you to hold my hand. No, never mind. I know you're busy, Aoyuki. You have so much to do. I felt so embarrassed that I took back what I said without waiting for his response. But before I could pull my hand away, Aoyuki grasped it tightly.
I'm yours, aren't I? Oh my God, sir. It is my duty to tend to my lady's every need.
I've got a long list of needs that I'd like for you to tend to. Thank you, Aoyuki. She'd not taken that at his word, and she's just like, oh, thanks. And it's like, girl, read between the lines. The feeling of his strong hand somehow calmed me down. Ever since I was small, even to this day, these hands had saved and supported me countless times. With our fingers clasped together, I slowly drifted off to sleep. Well, also, it kind of like tells you that Aoyuki's not our secret brother that we don't know about, because it would have said incest in the warnings that we've read or found earlier. I'm just saying. It would have said that. It didn't say that, so damn it! I'm just saying. We got similar color scheme. Hair, we look more alike than Yuri and his brother do. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I shuffled and turned over in bed. I feel like I was able to sleep so well last night, though I wonder if it's okay to have slept so long. I lifted my heavy eyelids. Sunlight filtered in through the gaps in the curtains, brightening my room. I might have overslept a bit. Where's Aoyuki? He always came to wake me, but I didn't remember him calling for me this morning. Wondering what was going on, I put on my clothes, brushed my hair, and quickly washed up. In the end, Aoyuki never appeared, even after I left my room. Say, where's Aoyuki? Oh, is he not with you, my lady? I don't believe he's left the estate. I see. Maybe he's in the kitchen. Since I was little, Aoyuki had always remembered what I wanted to eat and would prepare it for me before I even asked. Did I ask him for anything recently? Oh, maybe pudding? I figured that was what he was busy with and headed to the living room when I heard some voices at the front door. Do we have guests this early? Wondering who it could be, I made my way over. You're not listening! It'll just be for a little bit.
I cannot permit anyone to enter without an appointment, Kurozuru business notwithstanding.
Hang on now, it's not any serious formal business. We're just here to say hi and...
The mistress of the house is currently resting. I apologize, but please return another day.
You're as arrogant as always, Aoyuki. Well, what luck! Seems your lady has already awoken. Lord Yuri smiled, noticing me just as I stepped outside. I wouldn't have gone outside, I would have listened through the fucking window.
My lady...
I gave a quick nod to Aoyuki, then turned to face my guests. Good morning, Lord Yuri. Do you have business with the Eastern Fifth? There's something I wanted to ask. It's about the man who was set on fire in your territory. According to eyewitness testimony, you were also spotted on the scene. Is that correct, milady?
Lord Yuri, please. I ask that you make an appointment for another day.
Oh, is it rude of me to ask about the incident only a day after it occurred? But we wouldn't be able to do our jobs if we kept prioritizing the lady's feelings over order in Itehari, could we?
I am merely requesting the bare minimum respect due to the Eastern Fifth.
Bare minimum respect due to the Eastern Fifth. Not due to, but like due. Respect due to me being... Oh, you know what I mean. It's just I've read it weird. Lord Yuri bore the name of the Western Second, setting aside any personal matters that might motivate his visit. If he were here on behalf of the Kurozuru, he'd be obliged to contact the family for an appointment first. That was why Aoyuki's request was in line with the long-established customs of Itehari nobility. Huh. You really haven't changed, Aoyuki. If you really understand bare minimum respect, you wouldn't be getting in our way. He was referring to the fact that it was unthinkable for a servant to defy a noble. It's all right, Aoyuki. If my testimony can be of use, I'll cooperate. Please, come inside. Oh, really? Well, much obliged. Passing by Aoyuki, who had a worried look on his face, the two smiling soldiers entered the mansion. He's just overprotective of us, and it's adorable. Thank you for cooperating with our investigation, milady. Oh, this man here is my aide. This is the first time I've been able to formally introduce myself to you. Nice to meet you. I'm Aijiro. It's nice to meet you, Aijiro. I'm Spacey of the Eastern Fifth. Well then, let's get right to business. I didn't expect to waste so much time at the door. Lord Yuri smiled, glancing back behind me toward Aoyuki. He then returned his gaze to me and continued. Milady, remember how I mentioned before that there have been strange incidents occurring lately? Yes. Back then, Lord Yuri didn't explain what sort of incidents they were, but it seemed he was about to explain them now. Yesterday wasn't the first day someone was burned alive. This has happened a number of times already. To be specific, I can't even count the number of victims on a single hand anymore. I like how it's just a giant exclamation point to show, like, super surprised. I love it when, like, they make the font, like, size 79, but it's funnier when it's ... exclamation point. It's not even a word. And there are other things burning apart from people. What? There have been fires, big and small, breaking out lately. All of them starting under similar circumstances. You know, it's funny because I've gotten used to the sprites moving. That, like, I know, like, I kind of, it's like, I notice it as I'm glancing up and looking at them, but it's not like, oh god, it's distracting. Like, it kind of just fades into the background of what you become used to while you're playing the game. Right now, the Kurozuru is under the assumption that these fires are intentional and planned. I mean, I would assume so too. It can't be. Arson in Itehari was a serious crime. I mean, also the fact that all of a sudden, like, well, okay, people get chucked into the abyss for committing crimes and we act like no crimes ever happen. But that's because people get chucked into the abyss. But people might be getting chucked into the abyss just for existing and looking at you wrong. We don't really know. I don't know. And now somebody's setting fires. Although you're setting people on... Is it Tobari? Is Tobari letting people on fire? I'm just saying he's the only one we haven't met yet. And, like, the fires are coming up before we meet him. And it seems sus. I don't know. It was impossible to believe that such a person could be here in the city. The Kurozuru is currently investigating yesterday's incident as another instance of the ongoing fires. So you're saying that what happened yesterday wasn't an accident? My mind was reluctant to make the connection between the two crimes. Aijiro replied to me as I dwelled on that thought. We don't have any evidence that they're unrelated. That's why we're proceeding with our investigation in that direction. I see. All the witnesses just talk about someone suddenly catching on fire. But it's doubtful they were able to see the entire situation. It's also not impossible for residents to be talking amongst themselves and spreading rumors. That's why I was so lucky that you were there, milady. Can you tell us what happened? I saw the same, that a person suddenly caught on fire. Well, like, we didn't see anything. You're like, we were talking to people, and then someone screamed a man was on fire, and I looked over, and there was a man on fire. I didn't see the man before he caught on fire. So we can't say he suddenly caught on fire. So she's kind of lying right now. Well, she's being just, like, she's not really lying, but she's just like, that's not exactly what happened. Like, you know what I mean? You didn't just see a man suddenly catch on fire. You didn't notice until someone screamed, there's a man on fire, and then you saw the man on fire. That doesn't mean he just caught on fire. He could have run out from an alley. Like, you missed everything leading up to someone directed my attention to the man on fire, you know? Was there anything around that could have served as a source of the fire? Nothing that I noticed. I replied while carefully searching through my memory. Just before the fire, I think he was speaking with an acquaintance while walking down the road. Oh, is it the dude that was... Okay. All right, so then he suddenly caught fire. Okay, that makes more sense. Was it the dude... So there was the two guys like, oh, we should go to the entertainment district. Like, those two guys talking, and then we were stopped. We talked to people, and then all of a sudden one of those dudes is on fire? Okay. Then suddenly... Huh. Do you really think it's possible for someone walking on a road to suddenly burst into flames? I don't know what you want me to say. I'm only telling you what I saw. It's difficult to believe in spontaneous combustion, but whatever its origin, it's certain there's someone trying to disrupt the order of the city. I mean, you don't know what they're doing. Like somebody could have walked by, flicked something at him, you know. Man, without any clues, this will be a pain to investigate. Regardless of how they did it, whoever was setting fires out of malice should have been spirited away, right? Ichiro frowned at my question. Yes, but they don't know who's doing it, so how can they spirit them away? Yuri's scoff seemed to be directed towards me. It would be easy for us if this could be resolved with the great Taiju's power. In that case, the city wouldn't need the Korozuru. Even the Ryue has a headache over these incidents. They're putting pressure on us to hurry and get it solved. We may ask to speak with you again, milady. I hope you'll cooperate when the time comes. Of course. I was still effectively being forced to cooperate with Lord Yuri, but I did hope for these incidents to be resolved as soon as possible. Good. Well then, Aijiro, you can head back. Huh? Milady, would you mind seeing him off? Me? I don't think I'm in a position to ask her to accompany me back to the office. Wait, what about you, Lord Yuri? Are you not going back? I've got something to chat about with him. As he spoke, Lord Yuri pointed his gaze at Aoyuki. You see, I haven't had a proper conversation with you since that day. Given the way he spoke to him, Lord Yuri and Aoyuki were clearly acquainted in the past. What does he mean by that day? My attendant had fallen silent with a solemn expression on his face. I turned to Lord Yuri and said, You should leave as well. I'll accompany Aijiro. You should leave as well. My bird is in my left hand, so I have to lean over and turn my guide on. Let me see what it says. You should leave as well. Hell yeah. We're defending our man. Affection up. Forgive me, but I must ask you take your leave along with us. Aoyuki must attend to his tasks to manage our household. I had a feeling that Aoyuki didn't want to talk to Lord Yuri. Lord Yuri gazed back and forth between me and Aoyuki, then gave a smile of indecipherable meaning. He's like, You two are into each other. Hell yeah, I am. I won't take up much time. Oh, that's right. Since we're all here, how about all three of us have a chat? Yourself included, milady. I wouldn't mind at all. I mean, I'm curious if you're going to tell me what the fuck your secret is, because sure. I made eye contact with Aoyuki, who wore a stiff expression. My lady... Yes? May I have a brief moment away from my duties to hear what Lord Yuri has come to discuss? Very well. Then I'll accompany you back, Aijiro. I stood from my seat as I spoke, and as I passed by Aoyuki... Thanks. He spoke in a hushed voice. Even though this was what Aoyuki wanted, I still felt worried about leaving him behind. Lord Yuri's always like that. He'll even give us orders that don't make sense at all. I've been in the Kurozuru a long time, and he still gives me stomach aches to this day. Aijiro was quite talkative as he laid out his grievances. I nodded vaguely as I listened, feeling as though I could relate. Oh, by the way, can I ask you something? Go ahead. How safe is the territory of the Eastern Fifth? Not that I mean anything by it. I'm just wondering how it is. For example, if there are any drugs going around that make people have hallucinations. I was initially taken aback by how rude Lord Yuri's subordinate was to ask that question, but my annoyance won out and I answered him curtly. I've never heard of such a thing. Oh, I see. Well, young noblewomen don't typically know much about the goings-on of their territories. He was clearly trying to provoke me, but I wouldn't give him the satisfaction of knowing his words had any impact. After that, I returned him to his post without saying another word. I'll be like, ooh, we're going to Aoyuki's side. I was wondering, are we going to get the side where we get to hear what they're talking about? Because I want to know so bad. But like, you know, it's kind of like Aijiro trying to provoke it or whatever. You could have just been like, well, I mean, like, I haven't heard of anything. And yeah, I mean, like, but it's like noblewoman wouldn't know. It's like, psh. Like, I'm going to know everything whether I was a man or a woman. You know what I mean?
I wish you would reconsider, Lord Yuri. She's still a child.
Aoyuki, I am not a child. I consider her a full-grown adult. She's of age now and has taken over the official duties of her guardian. In addition, is Yuri basically like, are you basically like buying me off Aoyuki? Is this what this conversation is? He's like, I have something to talk about that day, and he's like, so, I'm interested in purchasing your lady. Excuse you? Maybe we ask my permission to marry me. Don't be mistaken. I'm not here to request your permission on the matter. I do like the fact, though, that Yuri's like, by the way, I'm gonna take that bitch. And Aoyuki's like, don't you dare. It's a little fucking ridiculous, but there's a part of me that's kind of here for it, too. That was it? Oh, yeah, no, because you saw Yuri talking to his brother and what's-his-face? Jun Fukuyama, my love. My peacock man. You know what I mean? And being like, oh, there's someone that caught my eye. And then you're basically, like, making your intentions known to Aoyuki that, like, I'm gonna take your bitch. Like, shit! But I'm also curious, and like, we'll talk about that day. There's something else going on, but after I saw Aijiro off, I came back to my study and was quietly taking care of work when I heard a knock. Come in. Where's Lord Yuri?
He left. More importantly, how about some breakfast? I can have it prepared right away.
It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. I think I'm alright today. I just want to work on anything I can get my hands on right now.
Did Lord Aijiro say something to you?
Yes! I told him exactly what Aijiro asked me. As he listened, Aoyuki's expression hardened. Anyone would agree that he was being rude, right? I'm feeling more and more angry the longer I think about it. And Lord Yuri, too. Can't believe he'd suggest that our own people could share the blame.
Oh, right.
Lord Yuri had thought nothing of saying that testimonies from anyone apart from nobles couldn't be trusted.
I thought it was mature of you to not start arguing with him right then and there.
Aoyuki gave a faint smile and sat down where he always did, in a chair beside my desk. That was his usual spot while I was working.
And once you've reached a stopping point, why don't we go shopping?
Huh? I blinked at the unusual suggestion. Yeah, let's go!
I'll stay out with you for as long as you want.
Aoyuki's expression relaxed, and he seemed to be less tense. Is he being more considerate of me today than usual? Yeah, because you saw someone die in a fire. So, like, you went through a traumatic event, and Yuri is like, I think I'm gonna make her my wife. And Aoyuki's like, but I love her, damn it! So he's like, please, for the love of God, will we go shopping and I'll just follow you around because I can't handle this. And we're like, okay, cool. Like, aw. The fire from yesterday, followed by Lord Yuri's sudden visit. Aoyuki must have noticed my fatigue and unease sooner than I did. But you're not noticing his stress. He's really good at hiding it, though. By the way, as I felt gratitude for his concern, a question occurred to me. What did you talk about? What did you talk about with Lord Yuri? Good.
Nothing of importance. He just nagged at me for a bit like usual.
Really? Is that all? When I asked again, Aoyuki gazed back at me, almost as if wanting to say something. I felt a bit nervous, wondering if this was a sore subject when he spoke again.
Spacey, you know...
Yes? It seemed difficult to bring up, but after some hesitation, Aoyuki continued.
Are you interested in Lord Yuri?
Huh? No, not in the slightest. I mean, I am, but not in this route. I was only worried that he might have said something troubling to you. It would be a lie if I said I wasn't interested in what sort of history they shared. But if Aoyuki really doesn't want to talk about it, I shouldn't force him. I'd be like, I'm interested in what kind of history you share, but like, him? I wish I could punt him off the side of the earth. Or Itehari, which is our Earth, if you think about it, and then he'd go plummeting to the actual Earth. I'd kiss him first, and then I'd punt him. I mean, I love Yuri. He's a twat. But, like, I see no reason why she should like him right now. Okay, so, like, he is absolutely a bastard, which is what I love about him. Okay, but again, her? Like, that question right now would be like, what the fuck? Hell no, I don't. What do I look like? I'm into dumpster fires? Me, literally, the answer is yes. Her, the answer is absolutely no. So, I figured he would tell me if he felt it necessary, so I decided to wait until he did. I had to stop because the music was janky, so I think we're like roughly at time. Um, so I'm gonna stop here. Although I don't know if this one sentence about finishing our work and going out to lunch in town as planned is gonna transition to a next scene. You know what I mean? Because it's just after finishing our work, we had a simple lunch and went out to town as planned. No. Okay. Oops, wait a minute. Let's go back. All right. I didn't know that was one of those questions where you're like, does it just, like, this could be a sentence where it continues going, or it fades to black and transitions to a whole other scene. It could just be one of those one tile fucking scenes, you know? It just has that vibe. So I wasn't sure. But no, we'll just stop here and we'll read going into town and lunch in town next time. So I will see what it'll be like two. The next thing will be the next one, and then it'll go watch. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.